Hey, I'm going to do something a little different this time. I'm going to perform the song Summertime, which is an old standard by George Gershwin. And I'm going to, if my cat allows it, and then at the end, I'm going to teach it. So I'll do my usual stuff. Sorry, she's walking all around, probably wants food or something like usual. Um, but I'm going to do the version that I learned to love the most, which was by the Zombies. And they did it, I believe, in 1965. This song for them, they did it at a talent show, and it pretty much got them a record contract. This isn't going to work, is it? Is it? You're not going to stop till you get some more food. Oh, maybe she will. She's settling down, imposing her will. All right. So let's see where we are. So they did it at a talent show, from what I read, and it got them a record contract, and that started it off. They're one of my top favorite bands, and when I was a kid, I pretty much just knew the standard songs like "She's Not There," "Tell Her No," and "Time of the Season." But in 1987, I got their double album, which had a bunch of mannequin heads on it. And then I recorded it to cassette. And I lived in California at the time. My parents wanted to move to Hawaii. And so we kind of went there house hunting for them. And I recorded it on cassette, which is what you did back then, and brought the cassette with me. And that pretty much was my soundtrack for the entire vacation. And I just fell in love with all their stuff. I mean, I've been a hardcore fan ever since. I've seen them several times. And yeah, I realized how great of a band they really were. If you like them at all or are interested, they have an album, Odyssey and Oracle, which is truly amazing. One of my top 5 or 10 albums of all times. But yeah, anyway, so the song Summertime is from the opera Porgy and Bess, and it was written, I believe, in 1934 or 35. And a million people have covered this song. I mean, I've heard, I think, Sam Cooke, the Platters, both are amazing artists. And I know that Billie Holiday did a version. So if they did it, it's definitely a lot of versions out there. And the interesting thing is none of them sound alike, in my opinion. I mean, I hear the Zombies version, and then I go back and listen to a version from the actual opera, and they're completely different songs, in my opinion. But yeah, I like the Zombies version. That's the one I'm going to play, and I'm going to teach at the end because it's a fun song to do. And I'm capoing up 4 frets, but when I teach it, maybe I'll go down to the key they do it in. I don't know. I'll figure it out. A couple interesting things also about this song is that there's a line in there, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. And I think the Zombies kind of borrowed that when they did Time of the Season, because some of that lingo is in that song as well. And yeah, it's an interesting song. I mean, I was just thinking about it for the first time, really, that the lyrics just seem to be about a girl who's got a cushion life, got a good-looking mom, rich dad, and summertime, and life is easy. So, we should all want that, I guess. So, yeah, let's see what we can do. Enjoy. And I'll probably do a hybrid of what the guitar did and the keyboards, and then I'll teach kind of both versions. And I think it's a song worth learning. It's just a nice little jazzy rhythm and blues tune. Okay? It's summertime, living is easy. The fish are jumping and the garden is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. one of these mornings, I'll wake up singing, and you're gonna spread your wings and take to the sky. But till that morning, ain't nothing gonna harm you but your mommy and daddy there standing by. It's summertime and the living is easy. The fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. Won't you hush, pretty baby, don't want you cry. And that's it. I should have got to the third verse a little quicker after the lead or whatever it was, but that's fine. This song I like playing. I play it in different keys sometimes, but this is the one I think I feel the most comfortable with. I'm 4 frets up, but I'm going to take off my capo. Love capos. I've been playing guitar since I was 14. I've been playing in bands and in clubs since I was 16. I was playing the Doug Western's Troubadour in Los Angeles at 16. I wasn't any good, but I was still in a band playing there. And I don't know, 30 years, I don't know. I refused to use a capo. I thought it was cheating. And boy, was I wrong. Even Glenn Campbell used a capo. He was all about that. I mean, he was, probably one of the greatest session guitarists ever. But anyways, with that being said, I'm not too proud these days to use a capo. Realize I cannot sing in every key anymore or whatever. So Zombies did it, I believe, in A minor. And they're pretty, he sings, kind of a falsetto head voice high usually. So it's summertime and the living. So anyway, that kind of a thing. So it starts with an A minor. And then from the record, it sounds like they just do like an A minor. And they go to so they go twice. And they do a B minor 7 to a E. So A minor, B minor 7 to an E. And that's like the verse. It's summertime and the living is easy. Then they go to a D minor. The fish are jumping to an F. And the cotton is high. E. And I like to do a little pinky thing. They do something similar on the first string, 3rd fret, the G note. So like, and then 2nd verse, back to A minor. Your dad is rich, and your dad mama's good looking, yeah. And then it's gonna go to a C major. Won't you hush, pretty, to an A minor, baby, to an F. Don't want you, back to an A minor, cry. Now the one thing I do, I mix the keyboard in a little bit. So The difference would be the guitar, I think, is just like A minor twice, which would be, but I like to add the pinky to the second fret of the E string, and I think that makes it an A minor sixth. So like, and then when I go to the B minor 7, I think it becomes a B minor 13th if you add your pinky to that chord on the 4th fret of the E string. So that note. So still a regular E. Still a D minor to a regular F major to an E major, and then that little pinky thing on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. Then to a C. Won't you hush, pretty A minor, to an F. Won't you cry? Now, when they do their little keyboard lead in the Zombies version, it's still kind of, it's one of the 2 verses, and the keyboards are so dominant, I haven't really given it enough attention to know what exact arrangement is, so I always just do a version of one of the verses. So like, won't you cry? And then I just imagine this is the keyboard lead. And I go to the D minor, to the F, to the E major. It's summertime. Back to a 3rd verse, which is really the 1st verse repeated. And that's the song. There is a little intro thing, which I'm probably not dead on the right chords. If somebody knows them, put it in the comments. But I mean, I picked out close enough to what I think it's doing, something similar. So one thing I do is, so it's A minor, and it sounds like there's a little fighting of a couple notes. So I play, it's the E note on the high E string, and then I go just a half step above. So on the B string, I do the 6th fret. So, and then I do the 2 together. It's like, so if I was on the 5th fret, it would be like you're tuning your guitar, like so. But I'm on the 6th fret of the B string. So, and then I hit the 2 notes of a B flat. So on the 3rd fret, I do the G string and the B string next. So I start the first one. And then it's kind of an A minor, but I pick out certain notes of it. I don't go all of them. I just do maybe the middle 2 or the 5th through the 3rd. So like, that's how I like the intro. They do a little keyboard thing. So that first chord, I'd like to have done more than 2 notes. I just couldn't figure out what the other ones were. So that's it still does the same idea. So and then you start the song. I'm playing it with my thumb to give it a soft sound because this camera will overload on audio if I'm full on strumming. So I like to I always have to play with the volumes to make it work. But that's it. I think it's a great song. I mean, I'm sure it's a great song in every way, but I love the Zombies version. I love the Zombies. I mean, man, I don't know how I got into that band. It's a 60s band. I mean, I was born in 66. You wouldn't think that I would know so much about a band from them. Back in the maybe it was the 80s or the 90s. I guess it was the early 90s. I was on an endless search for every import CD, every song they ever did. It was crazy. I'd hit every CD shop. I couldn't stop. And I just learned all their stuff. And I saw them live, went to Europe, saw them live, saw them in LA live a few times, and got some autographed cool stuff. I got a Odyssey and Oracle, a reissue vinyl album that all of them signed, but the one member who had passed. And same thing with some book that they had, a really nice quality book that they all signed, with the exception of the member who had passed. And yeah, and I mean they're older and they still, well, maybe I'm not right this minute. I read that Rod Argent, the keyboardist, had a stroke or something, so they are not playing live. But I don't know, Colin Blunstone, it's like still can sing. It's just a great band. They were a great band. They should have been bigger. They broke up way too early and then got back together much later, but just incredible talent. So that's it. Anyways, I know, a lot of rambling. I know, probably not the greatest lesson. I know. I just wanted to do something different. My wife's house sitting and dog sitting right now, so like all our other projects are on hold, and I just wanted to get something out there. I wanted to do some quirky songs that people don't normally cover or put instructionals on. So learn it, play it, let me know what you think.